They are beating us for campaigning in a place that the Electoral Commission knows we're supposed to be campaigning.
Uganda's 2026 election season has been marked by growing tensions, following a series of violent clashes between opposition supporters and security forces in areas including Kawempe, Chiruhura, Mbarara, Mukono, West Nile and other parts of the country. The confrontations have left dozens injured and scores arrested.
We are not come here, my brother.
In his New Year message, President Museveni blamed the leadership of the National Unity Platform, particularly its President Robert Kyagulanyi, accusing him and his alleged foreign backers of deliberately creating chaotic scenes aimed at provoking violence and destabilizing the country.
We have been seeing the indiscipline and anarchic conduct of some of the opposition, guided by the wrong politics in their heads and prompted by parasitic foreigners that back them. They make many mistakes. These include transporting audiences to create the image of big crowds at the venues. You then have the Kyagulanyi schemes of causing chaos in the country on behalf of the foreigners that fund them and back them. Mr. Kyagulanyi and his evil foreigners that back him fail to understand that Uganda is a land of spiritual and political matters.
The president assured Ugandans of state protection and encouraged them to turn out for voting in big numbers.
The criminal opposition must also stop intimidating Ugandans. You have no right to intimidate a Ugandan. Therefore, Ugandans, come out and vote. Nobody would intimidate you or endanger your security. Anybody who tries will have himself to blame and will end up badly. The future of Uganda is bright. Our first oil will come out next year.
President Museveni's message follows IGP Abbas Byakagaba's accusation on NUP of deliberately and consistently flouting electoral laws, particularly the designated campaign route charts.
In our experience this far, the tension points between the security forces and unfortunately almost always one of the political parties, specifically the National Unity Platform, is always about infringement of guidelines set regarding departures from designated venues and routes for rallies.
Despite all this, President Museveni warned security personnel against beating Ugandans and justified the use of tear gas as lawful.
I reject the practice of caning lawbreakers. Some police forces in the world do it, using batons. I, however, reject it. It must stop. Teachers and parents used to cane us, but it was a wrong method. However, using tear gas for rioters is both legal and non-lethal. Doesn't kill. It is much better than using live bullets. However, the police should be more methodical if they are to use tear gas or water cannons or other non-lethal techniques by, for instance, requesting in time the bystanders to move away before using tear gas.
Commenting on the country's economy, President Museveni indicated how the size of the economy is expected to expand to $68.4 billion by foreign exchange method.
By June 2026, the size of the economy will be US dollars 68.4 billion by the foreign exchange method, and US dollars 194.2 billion by the purchasing parity method. The GDP per capita will be US dollars 1,399, meaning that Uganda is now firmly in the lower middle income status and out of the least developed countries status.
John Baptist Ahumza, Church of Uganda, Family TV News at 8.